Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So yes, oh my god, I set off someone's dog. Whoops. Sorry, it's that family. Okay, so yesterday I did a video where I was walking and I was like, I want to take you on a walk with me and we can do my train of thought that I always have whenever I'm on walks. So the full start of this series, if you will, was, oh by the way, it is literally about to be 10 p.m. and nobody believed me when I said that it was 10 p.m. But just know that we're having light summers, you know what I mean? So it's lighter a long time over here. So to answer your questions, like people are commenting, they were like, do you mean 10 a.m? No, 10 p.m. So sorry about the confusion. So also, before I start, please comment on these videos and talk about what I'm talking about, because I just want you to know that I will be responding to them. I am currently in the midst of responding to every single comment on my one. Last time there's over 500 comments, so I spent a long time today responding to comments and I'm trying to respond to all of them. So if you respond in this comment section, I will also do that. So this full series started because I like going on walks with my friends late at night, and we always have the weirdest conversations ever. We always have the most deep, strange conversations ever, and I was always like, oh, it's always annoying whenever my friends aren't always free, because then I can't do these. And then I realized how much I love my audience, and I genuinely mean that, and the conversations that I have with everyone is so cool and so deep, and I love it so much. So I was like, I'm gonna take you along with me. The first topic that has literally been eating me alive that I want to talk about is we don't choose where we're born. We don't know what country we're being born in. Like, we have no say in that whatsoever. Isn't that so strange? Like, if you think about it, like, people who were born in America, they didn't choose to be born in America. I didn't choose to be born in Ireland, but now, like, Ireland is my home and America is their home, and it's such a wild concept. Someone commented on one of my videos and said, like, we don't choose where we're born. Like, we don't, that is a decision that is made for us, and then our life kind of circles around that. You know what I mean? My life is going the way it has because I'm known around Ireland in terms of my own surroundings and stuff like that. Like, this is the norm for me. Ireland is the norm. Like, Ireland is my base, and for everyone else, America is their base, or Germany is their base, or Switzerland is their base, or something. Like, your life really forms around that first decision, and that's not one you make. It's weird. Someone asked me to talk about how we're literally just a ball of crust, literally floating in space, and that's such a wild concept for me. And space is such a interesting yet terrifying concept to me, because if you think about it, what is supporting us? I understand gravity and I understand everything, but if you think past that, right, we're just floating. I'm just floating, you're just floating. We're being held down now because there's such thing as gravity and stuff like that. Like, if not, I'd be fucking up there. You'd be fucking up there, you know what I mean? Like, what would meet me halfway up in the sky? And so it's such a wild concept of gravity and the fact that in space and everything about that, and it's like, that's shocking to me. And I think space is something that I'm always really interested in, and basically whenever we were in science, the one thing that I always paid attention was whenever we talked about space, because space is mind-blowing. And I talked about this briefly one day, and I was talking about how I watched this video and it was talking about what will happen with our universe and stuff like that. So just think, like, even whenever we die, we're still on the earth. Whether you're cremated or you're buried, you're on the earth. But then eventually, planet Earth is going to be destroyed. So there's going to be no traces of anything. Like, at a certain stage, there's going to be no traces of human life. That's insane. No traces of human life at all. Like, aliens and other planets and stuff like that. And there'll be no traces of them. Because our universe, as we know it, will eventually get eaten by a black hole. And then that black hole gets ate by another black hole. And then there's no trace of us or anything. So we might never get the answers of any other life on any other planets, and they may never get any information about us. And then eventually there's nothing. Our universe will be gone. And eventually the universe that's formed then, whether that can sustain life or whatever, will be ate by a black hole. And everything then gets ate by a final black hole. So there's nothing. And then the energy and makeup means that there cannot be any life or even any other planets that can be made. So eventually, there's just gonna be nothing. Like, people were saying the thing, they were like, oh, another Big Bang could happen. But scientifically, there would not be enough energy for that to happen. And then that poses the question, what's the meaning of life? We're here for a certain amount of time. But eventually, there's no real purpose in that, because we'll be gone. So it really is like making the most of your time on here. But it's like everything is meaningless. But everything means so much at the same time. I'm like in shock. You know what I mean? It's like everything means so much, but it means nothing. Like, if I look here, now I'm looking literally at clouds. Look at this, and they're moving, right? Those clouds are moving. And I'm watching them. And this is planet Earth. This is our view from planet Earth. And eventually, this will all be gone. Me, you, my camera, and that. All these buildings, where I'm sitting, any evidence of this video, YouTube, all gone. All gone. You know what I mean? That's so wild. And terrifying, and that's literally creepy. That's so scary. But it's like, we can't look at it in a this is scary kind of way because we have no say in it, you know what I mean? So I'm like looking at the clouds behind me right now, and it's kind of like, it's just gonna disappear, but so will I. It's weird. And completely unrelated, one thing that really baffles me as well is making up your own scenarios. Because we all make up scenarios every single day. Seeing new things makes us create new scenarios. For me, I create scenarios that put me in a bad mood. Like, I literally think of things that'll probably never happen, but they put me in a bad mood because I'm like, oh, what if this happened? But then if I think about it, I'm like, this will never happen. So scenarios are a weird one, and any experience that we experience on this earth creates new scenarios. You know what I mean? That's wild. I'm like having an out-of-body experience. Okay, so I literally just called my friend Joy and was like, hey, I'm in Brook Park, are you around? And she went, I'll walk down. So now Joy's meeting up with me, which is exciting. I haven't seen Joy in ages. Oh my god, she's crashing our little friendship date. She's a bitch. Oh my god. Oh my god, okay, I've set you up. Now we're both sitting on the bench. Except you're sitting on it and I'm not. The effort was there though. Someone said, Adam, talk about the fact that if we time traveled back 200 years, my English would be nearly unintelligible and they wouldn't understand me, but if we traveled in the future, it would be the same. Now, it's really weird to think about because language is something that's really hard to understand and grasp on its own, but language is constantly changing. And even the English language, which is, I think, one of the hardest languages ever, and I'm so grateful that I know it, but I also feel like I'm so annoyed that I don't know so many other languages, even at this stage in my life. Like, I feel like I want to know at least 4 languages, and you know what? I know English, all of it. I know German, a little bit. And I know French, a little bit. You know what I mean? And I know a little bit of Spanish. But I need to do better. But that's so weird because each year, different sentences and phrases come into each individual language and different words and stuff, so it is ever changing. So if we were to go into the future, the stuff that we're saying now is probably not making any sense, but going back in time, we wouldn't understand what they're saying, but they wouldn't understand what we're saying, even though we're speaking the same language. But it's also like, that poses the question, sometimes I think, what would happen if the world, the entire world, spoke the same language? Like, what would happen? Would it be easier or harder? You know, I don't know if it would be easier or harder. Automatically, you think the easy answer is thinking, yeah, it would be easier, but then that would cause a lot of issues in my opinion. So please tell me, do you think it would be easier or harder if the entire world spoke one language? But also, what do you think the repercussions of that would be if everyone spoke one language? I think language is such a beautiful concept, and I definitely want to learn way more languages, and even the ones that I do know, I need to know them more. You know what I mean? And I wish I knew them more. And whenever I went to secondary school, I did French and German, but the thing was, whenever you do GCSEs, which is the exam over here, you can do a couple, then you drop some, then whatever. So initially, I did French and German, and I kept on French and I dropped German. Now that was a XOXO. I should have kept up German and dropped French because I was better at German and worse at French. But I kept on French because my friends were keeping on French, which is, do not do that. Like, that was the dumbest decision on my behalf, that I was like, all my friends are doing it and I want to be in the same class as them. And you know what? It worked, but I would much rather have known German now, because I'm going to France next year and I'm super excited about that, but I wish I knew more German. My German teacher was really nice. Well, some days, me and her had a rocky relationship. But yeah, she was really nice, and she was very, very talented at speaking German, and the culture of Germany is beautiful. I've never been, but a lot of my class went and visited on a class trip, and I didn't go, but I wish I went. But I think it would have been really cool to see Germany at that stage, because I think in life we have different transitional periods, and the time that they went on that trip was definitely a transitional period. Like, that was peak puberty, you know what I mean? So things were a lot more eye-opening and a lot more easy to understand. The older you get, I think, the more life becomes more complicated. And so back then, I think if I was to see Germany, I wouldn't fear as much in terms of traveling and not knowing the full language and stuff. Whereas now, I feel if I don't know every single word of a language, I feel uncomfortable going into a country because I don't want to offend them. I don't want to seem like an ignorant tourist, you know what I mean? I want to go into their country and they feel comfortable with me being there, and I also feel comfortable. And I feel like if I mess up words in the language or whatever, I don't want to offend and I don't want to piss anyone off. And that's one thing that I always struggle with now whenever I think about traveling places. And it's so dumb, like, I shouldn't think like that, but I really care so much about different cultures, and I would never want to offend anyone in terms like that. So that's what I always struggle with now. And so the fact that I'm going to France next year, and I'm planning trips even before that, which I'm trying to like learn my languages for, I'm trying so hard to know as much French by the time I go to Paris next year for the Lady Gaga concert, which I'm so excited for. So we'll see how that turns out, but I really want to visit different European countries, and me and my friend are planning to go to Amsterdam for our 18th birthday, so I don't know if that'll happen. And Germany, I would love to see Germany now that, like, I didn't go on that school trip, and you know what, I'd be able to, okay, they went, oh, should I tell you a little insider? Okay, so the school that I went to did a school trip, and it was like all the first years went to Germany. Now, all my friends went. I'm like looking out for Joy. She said she was going to be here in 2 minutes. Girl, where are you? They all went to it, and one of their entire days was going to a pencil factory or whatever, and apparently it was so boring. Now, I can't speak for them because I didn't go, but a pencil factory sounds riveting. There's an old couple behind me. It's so cute. I would love to grow old with someone, but I'll never let myself grow old. I'll have Botox, I'll have filler, I'll have everything. Old people are really cute. They're so sweet. Here's my thing, right? Oh my god, I'm talking about them and they're right behind me. Old people and babies, for me, I categorize them in the same thing. I either think they're really sweet or I hate them. Like, there's some really ignorant old people and there's some like really ignorant babies. Because babies can mostly be quite annoying, but then there's some really cute sweet babies with really sweet personalities. And I think all babies kind of look the same. But I also think for a lot of old people they look the same. Oh my god, the couple are like flower picking. That is so sweet. That's so cute. Do you want to flower pick with me? I'm jealous. Let's flower pick. That's them back there. It's so cute. Okay, they were flower picking and I want to flower pick, and I have you here with me, so me and you are gonna go flower picking. I don't really know what you're supposed to do. Do you just pick them? I don't know if this is allowed. These ones are really nice. Look at that. Ooh. That's nice. I kind of like this blue shit. That's cute. I love that. I mean, they kind of look kind of dirty. It's like a dirty white, you know what I mean? But it's still cute. A for effort, 100%. I love these ones because I love purple. But these ones are kind of like dirty and stuff. So we'll just ignore that one. This one's kind of like the ugly one, but it's okay. Is that you? Hi, Joy. 1 second. I'm just flower picking. 1 second. Yeah, but I like this one. I like the purple. Are you laughing at me flower picking? Really? That's so mean. Okay, so I'm with Joy and they're coming down to kick us out of the park. They kicked us out Oh my god, they're actually, we're fucking going. We're going. Oh my god, they're like gonna beep at us.
Just nod and wave, y'all. Oh my god, they're gonna leave us. No,
don't leave me. Okay, I kind of just never said what happened, so I need to update you on what happened. So me and Joy were in the park and we were sitting and it says it closes at dusk. Now, what does that mean? I don't know what that means because dusk, anyway. So I found out that it means 11 p.m. So we were sitting in the park and there were a lot of noises coming from different areas of the park that we were like, oh, there's different groups still in the park, whatever. We were just minding our own business, like sitting down or whatever. And they were all on bikes, and then suddenly we heard that all of them were like screaming or whatever. Me and Joy were like, we're in danger. And it was the people of the park, like the park rangers, literally driving them out of the park. Like being like, you have to get out now, and they were driving them down. And me and Joy were like, oh, time to go. So me and Joy were definitely not being as loud as them, but that wasn't the point. So me and Joy started walking down near the exit, and then slowly we started hearing like, honk honk. And so we were like, oh shit. So then this car, the park ranger, starts driving down behind us, and I was all to Joy. I was like, 10 points says he just like knocks us out. Like he just continues driving like Mario Kart or GTA or something. And so he kept driving down. And so I brought up my camera and that's what I filmed. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get this on camera, like clickbait. And so he kept driving, and then Joy was like, oh my god, Adam, he's like angry that you're filming him. Now he didn't see, and I wasn't filming him, I was just filming the car. So then the car came down and it kept driving and then turned beside us and went down to the gate. And then here's the gag. So it not only went down to the gate, but he drove in front of the gate. Whose dog is that? So he drove in front of the gate, closing the gate off so that we had to have confrontation with him. And he was like, goodbye. Like it was so unnecessary. Like he literally did that so that he could say goodbye to us. Like, I appreciate, you know, the niceness, and I appreciate you wanting to say goodbye to us. It was very sweet, but Jesus, it stressed me and Joy out. We were like, what have we done wrong? So he did that, and then he was like, bye, and then closed the gate. And we were like, that was so extra for no reason. And so that's why I recorded that. I was like, oh no, this is gonna be like a Facebook video. I'm gonna be like a Karen. No, I'm kidding. But so yeah, that just happened, and I met up with Joy. It was so out of the blue. So I had fun talking with her. We talked for like 40 minutes. Now, as you can see, people are always curious about the timing and stuff. So it is now 10 past 11 at night, and it's still light outside. So I mean, it's definitely a lot less light, but it's still light. People were commenting on my video and being like, hey, in America it is completely dark by 8 p.m. or completely dark by 7 p.m. or something. And that's so wild because we get that in winter. In winter, it'll be completely dark here at like 6 p.m. But in summer, it's literally light out even now until around 11. And then midnight, it gets dark. But then at 3 a.m., it starts getting light out. And then 4 a.m. is sunrise. So I don't know why I like it though. I definitely like it. But I think whenever winter comes in, you know, whenever it's the really short days and really dark nights, I do not like that because I feel like my day is ruined. I feel like my day is completely over. So what is your opinion on that? Like, would you rather have longer days or shorter days? So let me know, you know what I mean? A bike. I love you. I'll see you in my next video, and thank you so much for coming on this walk with me, and I enjoyed our little flower picking session as well. So thank you. I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Bye bye. Please comment as well because I love reading your comments and responding to them. Okay, bye.